Thank you so much. Glad to be here, see a lot of familiar faces. So my name is Yair Clepper. I'm contributor at Lava and co-founder at Magma Devs. And today we're going to speak about the competitive edge that we bring in AI infrastructure. Why do we need that? And how Lava allows access to blockchains. So just before I'm starting, just a quick overview about what is Lava. So Lava, it's a kind of a four-sided marketplace, right? It's providing access to blockchains, rollups, L1s, L2s, any chain out there that wants to bring dApps, wallets, users to get access to the chain. And usually those chains, the foundation of the chain, they pay Lava to service RPC. While they creating these kind of pools, they invite different node runners to join those pools and receive incentive for the rewards that they make. So at the end of the day, every provider has to stake Lava, and based on the stake, they receive the service, and they receive more service, and according to the performance, at the end of the day, they receive the rewards based on the service. Data consumers, anyone from AI agents, dApps, wallets, when they use read-write requests to the chain, they need at the end of the day to use Lava as a data consumer. So it doesn't matter if they are querying data for Ethereum, for Starknet, for Filecoin. At the end of the day, they need to use what it called RPC. The fourth side of the marketplace is the risk takers, that they are staking for the validators that's securing the chain, but also able to delegate to different providers so they can boost their request for information, and this is also for the service. So the overview about Lava architecture is as following. Before I'm diving into that, just a quick question, like, what is RPC? So RPC is the language of blockchain. As in every country we have different language, every chain also has a different language, and RPC, remote procedure call, is the standard today of how different apps, application users are communicating with the chain themselves. Read-write transactions. So instead of running a node, they can query a RPC provider for the data. We ask what kind of data. It could be, opening the wallet querying the blockchain, show the account balance. It can be when minting a token, claiming an airdrop. Every operation basically on the blockchain requires the RPC and the interaction with it. So that's only a few examples of how to interact with the blockchain. So in general, just with a very high overview for the developers here, every chain can spin up what we call a spec that is being added to Lava. The spec is basically different API calls that are used in order to communicate with the blockchain. ETH balance, get ETH balance, make a transaction, swap. All of these different operations are a set of APIs that is individual for every chain. So the chain are defining first the spec, and then every chain is able to provide the incentives for those different providers to join the pool. So basically it's like a marketplace, right? On the one side, you have the dApps that wants to query read-write transaction. On the other side, you have providers that are already running this infrastructure. Companies like Alchemy, Blockdaemon, Chainstack, they are providers of this RPC. They joining the pools in order to earn the rewards. And the Lava chain is pairing between the request and the provider. So every time that after the session is being done, at the end of the day, the providers received payments according to the quality of service. So to make sure that there is 100% uptime and constantly every application can use the dedicated chain. So providers are being aggregated to one point, and the requests are scattered, rerouting between the different providers to make sure that there is a best performance, reliability, and speed. At the end of the day, the data consumers are enjoying this mechanism that's scoring the providers, because at the end of the day, the data itself is all about the latency, the uptime, and the availability. So until now, it's already live with some of the biggest chain out there, from Starknet, Near, Filecoin, Axelar. Those are just a few of the names that Lava is already performing today. There are 50 chains that already perform and working on Lava, some of them even with 100% uptime of the service. And Lava is already distributing the different rewards. More than $1 million was distributed to different providers. So this is how to make sure that the balance is, the providers are making a good service. So before I'm going into the AI section, for the devs here, I would like to show some of the information and invite you to write more and more, to contribute to the open source. And those are only few of the tools that we already have. Obviously, you can jump into the documentation and understand what is staking, how we can restake, and earn more and more rewards. So now I can continue and speak about the AI revolution that's currently happening, right? And if you want to understand what is Lava, you basically think that Lava is a blockchain giving users, AI agents, application, wallet, everyone access with a decentralized RPC and API to every blockchain out there. And until today, as I said, more than 40 chains, actually now it's 50, is being supported. Those pools I performed before are around 12 pools up and running with $1 million rewards already being distributed to the different providers worldwide. So there's hundreds of dApps using them in different chains, from Axelar to Sweat, Clepper wallets. AIXBT was just a few months back was quoting that it uses the infrastructure of AI because it's kind of bulletproof for Lava, and yeah. But today, in the early days of crypto, right? The humans, the user, were interacting with the layer themselves. So the infrastructure of crypto were building from humans, right? If you think how wallets want to show you the account balance, they querying the blockchains. If you think about the different system that needed this information, it never had to be all the time uptime, all the time without any failures. And this is because human could wait. There's always another ICO that you want to claim the rewards. There's always a different, you have some delays for the real-time access that you need for the different blockchain. Yeah, if you make a transaction and at the end of the day you get an error, you might be pissed off. But this era is changing now towards AI agents. And the agents, they don't reload pages. They don't wait they don't take breaks, they don't even drink coffee last time I checked. And they're gonna become the main consumers of the on-chain data. Until the end of the year, some estimation says that 80% of the transaction going to be performed by AI agents. So the agents themselves, they expect a real-time, deterministic performance all day, every hour, every minute. And this shift, it's kind of demanding a rethink of how Web3 infrastructure works. And this is exactly what Lava is providing. It's not building just an app or any user product. We are building the roads So if you can think about analogy of blockchains to cities, so in the blockchain, in cities, you have buildings, you have businesses, you have pedestrians. Those can be represented by wallets, they can be represented by AI agents, and they can be represented by cars. But at the end of the day, if nobody is building the critical infrastructure to provide the roads, it cannot work. And this is why agents are super sensitive to that. They are performing at a machine speed, right? So this road must be bulletproof, scalable, and always ready to get interaction requests from the different AI agents. If we think about the same way UI has evolved from Google to ChatGPT, you can give the same analogy in the Web3. So in Google, you are looking for something. And I like this quote by a friend that always says, the Google gives you the search engine, and ChatGPT gives you the find engine. So it's basically already gives you the answer. And this is the same way that Web3 gonna evolve between human-facing interfaces to agent-native protocols. Do agents need interfaces? Do agents need UI? In this new world, this becomes optional. They don't need these UIs that you need to think, okay, do I have ETH that I can perform the transaction? If I need, which bridge I need? No, this is already the past reality, right? So what is critical is fast, accurate, and always on data. And that is exactly what Lava powers. So this week, tomorrow actually, I have a keynote at Staking Summit, and Lava gonna announce a new way to look at that. So just a sneaky peek, instead of all the contribution, think about the different staking, running infrastructure, and accessing those RPC in different different native tokens. Maybe there is a new way to do it. And this is what I'm here to propose today. We focus on real usage, on infrastructure and coordination. So in an agent-driven world where machines' decisions are super important, but they need to be at the speed of light, Lava is becoming a trust-minimized coordination platform that keeps the entire ecosystem evolving. And this is just a quick example of something that the community is developing over Lava. And I guess everyone already heard here the concept of MCP, Model Context Protocol. This is kind of a layer that standardizes the way AI agents speaking with AI agents. And today, when you are a provider, you are a DApp, you are a user, you need to have a ChatGPT simple approach of how you're interacting with its own chain, how do you interacting with this many information that exist in the blockchain. So for example, we propose this kind of diagram that shows how MCP gonna work in the context of accessing data. So imagine you're prompting the web interfaces. For example, hey, I'm a Lava provider, and I want to know how good I was serving this month, right? Give me tips of even how should I become better. So then it's prompting the MCP, and automatically it creates a prompt to the specific agent, LLM, to get the result. But then the MCP translates that to the relevant API. So for example, for the question, what is the Lava provider ask, how am I serving this month, or how many circulating tokens exist, it needs to go on-chain and query exactly the relevant APIs on Lava to answer that. So this is APIs platform are going to bring statistics, which are the data or are the on-chain data. This is an example of how you can interact with ChatGPT to improve to improve your performance and service on the network. So another examples are, for example, hey Lava, which networks are you supporting right now, right? Instead of going to the docs and see the different endpoints. Give me the top 10 providers right now. Who is providing the best service? Maybe I want to make sure I'm going only to Alchemy, or maybe I want to be sure I'm going to a specific node runner. What is the average latency for Solana requests? All these kind of things will be made much more easier with MCP. But some of the questions are require even faster approach. And this is where indexer are being evolved and to answer that. So think about in which block we got this transaction. 0x32 something in Ethereum network, right? Give me the balance of this list of wallets. And then I'm providing this list of wallets. Instead of waiting for a long time and going again with the API, indexer can simplify the way it generally work. Could you please analyze this transaction and tell me if something looks suspicious? So think about chain analysis, right? That needs exactly those information. All of this will become immediate with the next release together with the MCP. So this is Lava so far. Are you a developer? Are you a user? Even changing your wallet to use the endpoint of Lava can work. Especially if you're around AI, reach to us, and come and learn more. And thank you so much for being here.